Hi, welcome in. If you're here, you're stepping into your highest timeline, and I'm here to help you navigate that journey. I'm just going to tap in, get a channeled message from Spirit, pull some cards, we'll go wherever the energy takes us. And if at any point this message resonates with you, please like and comment. All right, let me get tapped in. Tapping in now, Spirit, to this collective. Bring this message to anyone who needs to hear it. Remove me, make me a clear channel for your word, Spirit, and bring through messages in a way that they would resonate and only for this collective's highest and greatest good. What message does the collective need in this moment, Spirit? Getting like a little boat, like a canoe, way out in the distance. So it's kind of feeling like a starry night, and you are on the shore of this lake or pond or whatever, and you're looking out and you see a canoe out there. And you're really wondering about this canoe, like who's on it, who's out there in the night, what are they doing, what's their story? And you're really like compelled to want to try to like get to them. And now I'm being brought to the guy in the canoe who is just resting. They're like sleeping in this canoe. They're not aware of anybody looking out at them. They are just like resting on the water, enjoying this starry night. There's this like weird feeling I'm getting that the guy in the canoe is kind of like, he almost knows he's not supposed to be there, or he knows somebody's watching him. So I might have just said he didn't know, but he was resting, and now like he's aware that somebody's watching him, but he likes it. Like he knows that he's making other people curious. And the person on the shore is like, how do they just sleep in a boat? You can't just sleep in a boat on a starry night. What are they doing out there? Are they okay? Do they need, there's a lot of analyzing of the person on the shore. But the guy in the boat is like, just sleeping under the stars, dude. So like they like that it's that easy for them. They're tapped into what they feel like doing. And even if it's of concern of the other people, the guy on the boat doesn't care. So I'm actually getting that you're the guy on the boat, that you're doing something that feels good to you. It's like restful, or it's just something you enjoy doing. That other people are kind of wondering, like, how are you doing that? Or why are you doing that? Or what's that all about? Or how are they able to just do that? And you're feeling real like, because I can. Like you're feeling real confident. And I don't want to say sneaky, but it feels like you figured something out. Like you figured out how life works for you. And even though maybe society told you, like, you can't just get in a boat and dream under the stars, you're like, actually, it's really fucking easy. You just get in the boat and you just go out and you sleep under the stars. But like, it's not conventional. So people are like, how do you do that? And they might even want to be like, you're not supposed to be doing that. Like, they're almost jealous. Their concern is actually out of a place of jealousy, but they're curious too. Like they wish they could kind of do that too. So they're like, what's he doing? What's his story? Like they want to know more about your story. Like, how'd you get here? How are you the guy in the boat that sleeps under the stars? I need to know this person's story because there's something about this person that I want. And I'd like to maybe know if I could apply it to my life. Very interesting. I did not know where that was going to go when I first saw a little canoe out there. Yeah, so maybe you are doing something that's really aligned with you that is not conventional, or you're starting to live life that's like aligned with you, and things are just like they look easy, or they're showing up for you in a way that people are kind of going like, wait, how are you doing that? And tell me more about you. What's your story? Um, like something about you choosing your own path and trailblazing and just doing your own thing is drawing people in, and people have questions. All right, let's get some cards. Okay. I got this Wild Reflections deck. Cool. Well, it definitely seems to be better to be the guy in the canoe than the person that's like, wait, how do I get out there? So, yeah, let's see what comes up for you. I'm really getting that, like, you're feeling pretty, like, it's not sneaky, or like that you got away with something, but you almost feel like you got away with something because, like, you realize, like, I can just do that. That thing that you've been, like, wanting to do and feeling like you can't do, or society says you can't do, like, you've just started doing it. And now you're like, guess how hard it was? Guess how I figured it out? I just did it. I just did it. And people are like, oh, but it's not that easy. And you're like, I mean, I just did it. And I get it. I used to think it wasn't easy too. But I just got a boat and I just put it in the lake and I got in it and now I sleep under the stars, and now that's just something I do, and you can do it too. Like, but the fact that you think you can't and I think you can, and the only difference between you and I is our belief system, makes me feel like I figured out the key to life. I figured out the secret. What more for this collective spirit? Okay, so I get the Five of Swords, first one out of the deck. So this is like winning at all costs. This is some strategy. Um, so yeah, I'm getting that you're in the canoe and you're like, haha, I won. I figured it out. Look, you're this one on the canoe. And look, the guy on the shore is here going like, I wonder how he figured it out. So like, yeah, you figured it out. You figured it out that it was as easy as you taking action. This is swords. So swords is knowledge, it's mind, it's thinking. So maybe you just had to change your thinking about something, and then you were able to be like victorious and leave the old you that was sitting on the shore thinking, I don't know if that's possible for me. And now you're like, oh yeah, it's possible. I shifted my thinking and now I'm winning at life. I get that the moon. So a couple things from this. Actually, the only thing I'm really getting from this is like you tapped into your intuition and it led you to it. So this guy that's sitting out in a canoe um, under the stars, he has found his peace by following his intuition, following the cycles of the moon, following the things that people are like, yeah, that's kind of bullshit or whatever. You're like, actually, I tapped into the cycles of the planet and I tapped into my intuition, and that allowed me to change my thinking, to see things from a different perspective, to realize how fake this world is and how real the spiritual realm is, or my own connection to my higher self is, and that's what helped me win. So you really let yourself be led by intuition and not and what feels right to you and where you came from, and not from like societal norms. And I also get that you had to go your own way on this. Seven of Wands is usually protecting your passion, protecting your connection to the moon, your connection to yourself, your higher self, your intuition. So you really had to protect this from all the people that are going like, but I don't know that you can do that. But that's not normal. We don't just follow the moon. Oh, your intuition told you. How do you know it's your intuition? So you were like, I have to protect this because I know it's right for me. And it doesn't matter. I'm not hurting anybody by going and laying in a friggin' canoe and looking at the stars. Like, stop being so threatened by the fact that I need to trailblaze and go my own way. And that's when you go from the guy that is wondering how to the guy that wins, that does it. And I get that this leads to your King of Pentacles. So this is like, you have done it. Like, you've gone your own way. Look, he's steering this ship. This is what works for him. But he is like very secure. So because you've already like won at this thing and it's already working for you, and this is the you you're embodying now, you're not like questioning, like, I don't know if this is right, following my intuition. I don't know if this is silly that I'm protecting. No, you're like so sure in you following your intuition and you protecting what's true for you that you've already like seen some reward from that. You've already won a little bit from that. You're already seeing your external world show up in a way that looks different than this guy's external world. And what I'm getting is like, you're already the guy that's laying in the boat, sleeping under the stars, which is where you wanted to be. So it's like, you're already seeing some of that. So you already have like the proof that you need. And it's really leading to your King of Pentacles. Like, this is what makes me feel confident, secure, wealthy. This is true wealth, right? Not all the money and the material stuff that the world says that we need to have. True wealth is like, I get to sleep under the stars whenever I friggin' feel like it. And that makes you feel like a King of Pentacles. Yeah, really learning like what to protect, what's true to you, following your intuition, and then like, what is success and wealth to you? Like, we all just want to feel good. Like, at the end of the day, what do we all want? Like, if we want money, if we want material things, if we want status, if we want everything we want, is because we want to feel good. We want to feel secure. We want to feel validated, acknowledged, valuable. So you're kind of learning, listen, when I go deep in my intuition and I follow what's true to me and I protect that, then I'm able to give myself all of those things, security and value, and all the things that I make me feel good. I've already won at life, and I'm already wealthy, so wealthy, because I've been able to do that for myself. Amazing. What more does this collective need to know about this? Hope y'all are doing great. I hope you're resonating with this. If you're not in a place where you feel like you've already won, if you're still like, I wonder how I will do that, or then this is definitely a message from Spirit saying, follow your intuition. You're more powerful than you know. What you need is not associated with what society says you need, what social norms say you need, what other people say you need. You need to protect what you know is right for you, and you will become that confident winner because it will start showing its rewards to you, and you'll feel more wealthy, stable, secure, grounded than you ever have. And I get the Queen of Cups, which the Queen of Cups is she nurtures herself and she nurtures others. So really what I'm getting with that is your ability to go your own way, to trailblaze your own path, and to protect your own truth, what's right for you, has made you realize how wealthy you are, how valuable you are, and it's nurtured you. Like I'm getting like, okay, let's say you felt like you needed to have a 9 to 5, or you needed to sleep in the house under these conditions, but you found that you were, what spoke to your heart was sleeping under the moon. And so you got in your canoe and you figured out how to make that happen, and that nurtured your soul. And yeah, are you the weird one that sleeps under the moon every night? Yeah, maybe. But it nurtured your soul so much that you're able to give and pour out to others because you are so fulfilled by these simple things that you put in your life. Again, it doesn't need to be like traditional wealth, but you feel so wealthy. You feel like you've made it, you figured out the secret to life, and now you can give on to others what you have for yourself. I'm really getting like, I've already won because I've figured out how to nurture myself. And the only way I'm going to nurture others and nurture this planet is to nurture myself. What more for this collective spirit? Okay. So I'm getting this King of Wands, and you know, King of Wands can be action, and you know, you taking the action it takes to go towards what you're passionate about. But when this came out, I really got this as society. If you see, there's like a world map behind him. So this is like the world telling you, wait, this is the action you're supposed to take. So there's something about the world saying to you, we don't like the way you're doing things. You are disrupting the status quo. You're a disruptor, and that's not how things are supposed to go. That's not the action you're supposed to take. And in the past, this has caused you a lot of heartbreak because you're like, well, how come I'm not allowed to get my cup filled? How come I can't just feel loved and nurture other people from a place of feeling loved? How come the status quo hurts so bad? Okay, and then I got that you went inside, you did your meditation, you lived under this reign for a while, this belief system that was like, this is how we act, this is how we do, this is the action we take. Ooh, I'm getting this as divine, as toxic masculinity. So toxic masculinity is rampant in our culture, where we need to do, we need to prove our worth, everything's about money, there's only one way to get wealth. So this is like all that action that you had to take that was really taking away from you and not filling up your cup, not leading to the wealth as you know it. And that just like eventually that broke you. Eventually you're like, I can't do that anymore. I'm completely burnt out. And it's really devastating to my heart. I feel burnt out, especially because I'm not filling up my cup. So the only way we get out of burnout or realizing, oh my gosh, we're going along with a whole bunch of shit that we don't believe in, is by going inside, meditating, getting back with ourselves, getting close with ourselves, taking the time to go inward, not prove anymore, right? We're not proving, we're not acting because society said so. We're not all those things. We're stopping, we're pausing, we're going inside, we're getting in a fucking canoe and we're looking at the stars and going, maybe this is all that matters. It's like a perspective shift on what matters and what fills my cup and why are we doing all of this anyway? Anything more for this collective spirit? All right. So amazing. I get the Three of Wands, which is you don't subscribe anymore to what you're supposed to do or how society functions or how you're supposed to show up or this toxic masculinity or whatever. You have really, with the high priestess, um, brought in your divine feminine, and your divine feminine doesn't matter if you're what gender you are, right? If you're a boy or girl or whatever, you we all have divine masculine and feminine inside of us. So you started to fill your own cup up by nurturing yourself, doing things that felt aligned to you, that weren't under this kind of dictator, like this is the action we're supposed to take, toxic masculinity that was breaking your heart. You go inward, and going inward connected you back with your divine feminine, which is amazing because that's what this world needs right now. We're going away, we're balancing divine feminine and divine masculine right now. So this is what you did. You brought forward your divine feminine, which goes, oh, I cannot overexert myself for things I don't even believe in. So I'm going to not talk. She doesn't talk. She's the high priestess. She's like, she doesn't talk because she already knows. She knows everything she needs to know. She doesn't need to hear people tell her why or what. She has all the knowledge in the world, and she knows that you're allowed to go get in a canoe and do whatever you want to do and watch the stars, right? So she doesn't need permission. And that's the divine feminine that's coming in to really nurture your soul. And then I get the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is like ultimate fulfillment, 11:11 on my clock over there. Ultimate fulfillment, ultimate, your heart runneth over. And with the King and Queen of Cups together, this could be a divine partnership that's even coming in. Maybe you're going to find someone that does the same thing. They learn to follow their intuition and protect their path. And now they've created a completely balanced, loving situation for themselves. And then you attract them in because you're in your full ultimate fulfillment. You're very emotionally grounded. And so you attract in others or a partnership that is also emotionally grounded. The King and Queen of Cups really says here that emotionally you are not tired, anxious, resentful, frustrated. You are love. You are love, fulfilled, validated. Okay? And that's because you've done the healing work to bring in your divine feminine and balance that out. And what I really get is this guy is like on his own with the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is usually like you're waiting for your ships to come in, you know they're coming. I really think of this card as like you're not settling. So the rest of the world might be like, oh, look at this guy waiting for some ships that are never going to come in. And you're like, well, I'm enjoying my coffee and I know they'll come in. And if they don't, it doesn't mean that I'm surely going to go be with you and go back to this is what we do. So I'm fine with waiting for things that align with me. I'm fine with the slower pace of life. I don't need proof tomorrow that my pie in the sky idyllic life is going to arrive. But that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what's going to bring me happiness and joy and peace and have my cup runneth over. So there's no other option for me. I only wait for things that fulfill me in that way. Anything? Okay. Anything more for this collective spirit? Any final words? Okay, I love it. So what I got was the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is you in your divine feminine, taking action that works for you. And by doing that, you become magnetic. All of these bulls or whatever that are following her, those are like the people on the shore watching the guy in the canoe going, I wonder how she did. Well, I'm following her. That looks nice and peaceful and great. So you're like a trailblazer and a leader here. And it's such a distinction from this King of Wands that says, this is how society acts. This is how we take action. We overwork. And you're like, yeah, I act, but I act from a different way. I act from divine feminine. I don't act from toxic masculinity. And I'm the high priestess. I'm all knowing. I'm in touch. I'm a clear channel to the divine. And so this is how I'm moving forward now. That's your message. The lighthouse can show you the shore, but you still need to steer the ship. If any of this resonated with you, please like and comment and let me know. All right, until next message.